Hello, hello. How's everybody doing ahead of the game week 33 deadline? A lot's happened in this past week. A hell of a lot have happened with the whole Super League. But yeah, now hopefully we can apply a bit more focus to our FPL teams, and with only half an hour, 25 minutes now to go until the deadline. Get your last minute kind of thoughts, decisions, transfers, benching headaches if you've got them this week, captaincy decisions, and so on. I am joined today by Mr. David. Think he's here. He might have just gone. How you doing, David? Are you there? You still with me? Nice one, fella. Right, straight away I will move us over into my team. So here is the team. MC Moyes, how you doing in the chat? Nice one, fella. Let us know what your transfer decisions are, and hopefully we've got the expert on today. We've got Mr. Dave, the expert, on, and we're also going to be going through Dave's free hit team. He's been a man. He's been very outspoken about this European Super League, so he's made a team sort of with that in mind. So here's my team for the weekend. We've got Martinez in net against West Brom. Probably the only decision that I maybe still have to make is Martinez or Leno, but I think I'm sticking with Martinez. More of a chance of keeping a clean sheet against West Brom. Trent and Robbo from Liverpool. Robbo is my transfer in this week for Diaz. So basically my weekend is all but going to be reliant on a Liverpool clean sheet. If they get a clean sheet, then it'll be a decent weekend. If they don't, probably a bit of a stinker. Azpilicueta there. Hopefully he starts against West Ham. Got benched midweek against Brighton, I believe. So, is what it is. Hopefully they get another clean sheet there. Or maybe not, with Jesse Lingard taking up that midfielder spot. We've also got Creswell there injured. I don't think he will play, but if he does, I'll get an 11 out. And then Dallas as well there, making the 5 back against Manchester United. Bit of conflict in the team, obviously, Azpilicueta and Lingard. Then we've got Bruno Fernandes captain against Dallas. Dallas did score in the reverse fixture though, so hoping for another potential attacking return. Smith Rowe probably playing tonight for Arsenal. Considering Arsenal have got, Odegaard out, Aubameyang out, Lacazette out. They're really struggling for attackers. So I think Smith Rowe does play. Watkins against West Brom, probably one of my only attackers who actually back will score. And then Bamford against Manchester United. Not expecting much, but could do all right. So we've got a couple of comments as well in the chat. So, Tishan, how you doing, fella? What's going on? So, Ren, are you bringing in Iheanacho at any point in time? I think, to be honest, I've missed the boat on Iheanacho. If I was going to bring him in, I think this week would be the last kind of port of call. And then after this week, the fixtures, they were all right for 2 weeks and then they turned bad. So I think, this is the last week to be getting in Iheanacho. Does look very good value. But for me, having Bamford, Watkins, Kane, I feel like transferring Iheanacho in for Watkins or Bamford, very sideways move, considering Watkins has got a good fixture this week. Will also have a double game, and then Bamford has good fixtures come the end of the season. And definitely not going to get rid of Kane. So, Dave, here's the big moment. So, you've just done a sort of last minute concoction, is what I'm going to call it, and drafted a wild card with, a free hit with the bottom 5 teams in mind. So, I'm going to transition into that. Very similar, mate. Talk us through it. What the hell not? Bit saucy. No. Did you not consider going? Yeah. A whole embarrassment, yeah. I mean, to be fair, I think most people will, because you've got other people in the league who probably will only field sort of, 7, maybe 8 players this week. So there is a high possibility. You got for the triple up on Newcastle. Where did it come into your mind at all to go above Newcastle in the table, or are you very set on going just for the bottom 5 teams? Gotta stick to it. Yeah. Yeah. 100% Manchester. So you got the... You've got the triple up on Brighton. Not only have you got the triple up on Brighton, but you've also got your captain on Dunk and your vice on Sanchez. So yeah, what's the thought behind the Dunk captain? Not a Trossard captain. You don't fancy him. You just fancy. Yeah. 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 I mean, I think out of those, Dunk, Wood, and Wilson, I think are the main elite ones, and then Pereira definitely looking good. Trossard, definitely a decent pick. Wood, I think, will score. But you know what, mate? If your gut's saying go for Dunk, then why the hell not? Imagine the scenes. He goes and bags one, and you get all the points, and everyone else has their captaincy blank. You're going flying up the mini league, and you're catching. You're winning the league. Let's do it. But yeah, that was kind of your thoughts ahead of the game week. And I think that's the thing with my team. It's looking a bit dire, to be honest. I transition back over just because I guess you consider it like week in week out. It would be looking pretty dire. My team, I'm talking about, with Kane, Neto, and Son all on the bench. Creswell there with the injury, so getting 10 players out. Not only have I just got 10 players, but then I've got Dallas and Bamford playing against United. Not ideal. And then my captaincy is conflicting with Dallas. Then I've also got Lingard and Azpilicueta just completely conflicting. And I guess, yeah, that's why I say my main hope this week is for the clean sheet for Liverpool against Newcastle. Yeah, that's kind of potentially. For sure. And Man City, any people who've got Man City. Just talking to Big Man Sal, and it looks like he's only going to have 8 or 9 players out this week. I think Az is going to stretch to have 8 players with a -4. L's quaking in his boots. Thinking about -4ing Son to Rashford. What do you think about that? Son to Rashford. Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, if he wants to take the -4, I'm completely on board because that'll be good for everyone else in the league. But thoughts on Greenwood? Yeah, Greenwood looks good. Not maybe long term, but as a 1 week punt, I think he could definitely haul. Yeah, just smashed it in the last game. The only thing I would say, like, is he likely to back haul? Probably not, but you never know. Against Leeds, leaky defence. They battered them last time 6-1, so Greenwood could be good if he can step up and do what he did. Do what he did against Burnley. Thoughts on captain and Cavani? Yeah, I don't mind it. Should probably start in this game. I don't know what the deal with Martial is, but if Cavani starts, could easily go and score. I think for me, it's a simple week of if you have Fernandes and Salah, no real need to deviate. It's kind of one of them where Fernandes hasn't been performing and Salah hasn't been too great either. So people this week are definitely going to be deviating. I think it's just going to be one of those weeks where Fernandes and Salah do perform. Probably, hopefully in a sense, cancel each other out. But if Fernandes is the one performing, I'll very much take it. I think I'm taking a -4 to bring Neto out. No, I don't really see the point of minusing Neto out for this week. Although it would give me a starting player, there's no player in that price bracket because I've got kind of, 0.8 mil in the bank maybe, or around about 1. So there's no player that I could bring in for Neto who I particularly like long term. And then after this game week, for game week 34, I've got a really, really good team to go into game week 34 with. So I think I'd rather just have like the blank player than take a -4 for a player who could potentially just do nothing anyway. Keeps up for 34. Yeah, I completely agree. Gimmy's got 3 games in a row. Has he? I did not know that. Fair play to the geezer. Yeah, I don't think he hasn't started in all those games though, has he? I think he's come off the bench a few times. Any opinions on Greenwood, Dave? Nah. Nah. Yeah. Yeah. Cheesebomb asks a good question, saying, "What are your aims in terms of overall rank to finish by the end of the season?" I will answer that, but Dave, do you know what your rank is right now? And if so, let's get what are you hoping for as well? You can have a look. I think we're about a milli. Yeah, 120k. To be fair to you, you've not played for pretty much the whole season, so I think it would be a decent feat if you could get into the top milli by the end of the season. Do you reckon that's a goal for you? You set your eyes on that. Mm-hmm. The Euros. Yeah, I think the Euros, but you could use this the last few weeks. Yeah, 100%, mate. 100% is a write-off. I mean, starting the season with captaining Robs and Carnu every game, you're not putting yourself in the best position. Um, no, it's all good. Mm, yeah, 100% of the Euros, you can watch like two of the most random teams play each other and like completely love it. So um, it's like say I don't know, trying to think of the teams like Slovakia play Iceland and like in the Premier League that would be like a Burnley versus Fulham game. You know what I mean? Which no one really would be tuning in for, but in the Euros we're all for it. In terms of what I'm aiming for personally, I think realistically, I hope I can get into the top 200k, and then about top 150k is like kind of my ambition. If I'm going overboard, I would say top 100k, but I do think that's maybe a little bit of a stretch. So yeah, top 150k would put me in chance of like winning our mini league as well. So I think top 150k is what I'm trying to aim for, and I don't think it's completely out of the question. And I think with the players that I'm bringing in, I'm trying to bring in players that can like haul and do that for me, which is kind of why I brought in Trent, Robertson, trying to look towards players who can score me those big points rather than those defenders say who just sort of get you 6 points at a time. Thoughts on getting in? Thoughts on getting in at the next game week to the rest of the season? You got a good double. Thoughts of getting Zahara in? Okay. I see you. Yeah, I mean, personally, like, I would take if I could afford Zahara for this week. I probably would take a -4 for him. Against Leicester, Palace have had a 2-week break, and then game week 35, Palace should have a double against Southampton and Sheffield. So I think I'm definitely gonna like, as a Palace fan, I'm just obliged to do that. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be bringing in Zaha to do that. Not only do I need to gain points, it's just going to be good fun. Probably captain him as well, because why the hell not? Oh, you can't. Oh, God. That is a big shame. Dave, them that I've bottled it here, they've not been able to hear you.
Oh no,
That's a big shame.
that's
You got
probably not the end of the world.
no. It's all good, man. We'll have to get you to retalk through that. That's your free hit team. Do you have your wildcard chip left? No, I do not have my wildcard chip left. But yeah, I don't have any chips left. Dave, any chips left, fella?
I think free hit was my last one. I
Free
think
hit
we're
was the
done.
last one.
That's all.
All
That's all gone.
done. It's good stuff, man. What I will do is give the people the voice they want to hear. And Dave, what give us
The
just a
voice of wisdom.
a quick rundown of why you're free hitting, your opinions of the bottom five, why you've done that, and so on and so on. Just a quick
Yeah,
rundown.
well, I think we've already said. You've already said as well the season's chalks for me. So I thought
Mm,
we'd just have a bit of fun.
yeah,
Protest the European Super League, get the stinky teams in there,
completely
see what
rate
they
it,
can
fella.
do, and
Completely rate it.
if I can beat anyone, if this team beats anyone this week as well, like the shame on them that
Massive
they're
bragging
being
rights,
beaten
mate.
by this team.
Massive bragging rights. Any last
Yeah,
minute
trust me,
changes?
Karen.
Let us know in the chat down below. You've got it's bit of fun as well. Um, bottom five teams.
I don't know about the captaincy.
Yeah, obviously that goes up to Newcastle because Fulham aren't playing. So in the bottom five teams, any player in there that you like rate in kind of changing in this team. The West Brom boys, I think, are stickers, aren't they? Just because of the affiliation. So Callum Robertson and
Yeah.
Pereira's are almost like, dude, we are not moving those. um,
Yeah.
but yeah, any advice for Mr. Dave? I think we're very appreciated. Laka Neto out for Vardy and Basuma. Emil Smith Rowe or Madison and Watkins already have Nacho. Laka Neto out for Vardy and Basuma. Well, if you're gonna go for the Vardy, I go for Vardy and Emil Smith Rowe just because Smith Rowe will definitely be playing. Oh, not definitely, but I think he will be playing this way. Or Madison and Watkins already have Nacho. Ooh, that's a tough one because I really like Watkins. Like I think as a pairing, Madison and Watkins are stronger. But then again, Vardy Smith Rowe could definitely do something if he plays over the coming weeks. Very tough. And Madison hasn't really shown much of late. But what do you think, Dave? What do you think? As a pairing, Vardy and Emil Smith Rowe, or Madison and Ollie Watkins?
I think of Madison and Watkins.
Yeah,
The Smith Rowe guy. I don't know how reliable he is. I mean, I know
no,
that.
decent bowler
Yeah, I know
for
you've got him
Arsenal.
yourself, haven't you? And he's
Yeah,
got some good stuff about him. But I feel like Madison and Watkins have been, solid for a while. I'll probably go with them.
yeah. I think Smith Rowe for me is kind of he's a filler player. 4.2 million, very very cheap. It's more every week. You're just kind of hoping that he can do something rather than there's any kind of expectation there that he will
Yeah,
actually do something. But yeah, so probably that second one. Also, Watkins does have the benefit of having a double game week coming up. So yeah, you may regret
he's
it
playing West Brom as well, isn't
if
he?
you
I mean,
don't. Yeah,
we
he's
don't
playing
score.
West Brom. But then Vardy's playing Palace and Smith Rowe playing Everton, so it's not too bad. But then obviously Madison also playing Palace. So I'll transition us over here into the fixtures. So I thought we could do a little predicciones for the fixtures. We got a few
Honest.
as we go through. Obviously, we got 10 minutes left, so the last minute kind of bonanza before the deadline will be coming in. So obviously, I will stop and answer the comments as well. Liverpool struggle at home a lot. They have of late, to be fair. Newcastle have defended better recently and will sit back. So would be good. So would be going for Iheanacho over Salah. Actually, not be good. I did. Yeah, I mean, like for me, out of the two, I'd be going for Salah. But it's just if your gut's telling you to go for Iheanacho, why not? It's like you may regret it if you don't, and Salah blanks and Iheanacho does something, or just go for what you're feeling. Basically, personally, I go for Salah, but you play your own game. Watkins or DCL rest of the season. I think DCL's currently out. If DCL was fit, I'd be tempted by DCL because he does have like a bit of a better back end, but right at this point in time, Ollie Watkins -4 for Vardy. Who for? Don't know. As a straight up, like probably not. But if it's for a stinker and you're not going to have 11 players, then it becomes more of an option. Penguin, how you doing, fella? Good to see you in here. Any last minute moves, mate? What's the team looking like ahead of game week 33? Right, Dave. Arsenal, Everton, kick us off with a bang. What's the score?
Take us off.
Or is it not
I'll
going to
go
be a
3-0,
bang?
but I don't know which way because they're both a bit shit.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I feel like one of them will just show up because they've both been a bit like
Yeah,
shaky in recent weeks.
for
But
sure, man.
I think I'll go with Everton actually. I reckon Everton will
Yeah.
just send it against them and get like a 3-0 or something.
I can see this. I was doing this with El yesterday. And we can see this. Like, I think he went for a nil for Arsenal. Was more in the boot camp of like boot camp. I don't get boot camp. No need for the boot in front of it. More in the camp of 1-1. Like both sides almost cancelling each other out, but I can't see the other side really keeping a clean sheet. Moyes is kind of in agreement there with a draw, but a few more goals expected, a 2-2. Of Danny Ings for the potential double game week, he's been decent to be fair. Yeah, I mean Danny Ings, like if he stays fit, could be one of the best options for that double game week. But in the last double game week they had, he actually went and got rotated, didn't he? I remember having him. Didn't get injured, just got rotated. So that's the only worry there with Danny Ings, that the bit of rotation, maybe also the potential injury risk as well. I brought in Greenwood and Watkins for Son and Antonio. Arsenal 1-1. Yeah, I completely agree, mate. I mean, yeah, I don't mind. Antonio definitely probably sounded like he needed to get gone. Been injured for a bit, hasn't he? And yeah, I think that Watkins move is definitely the one. I brought in Greenwood. Yeah, Greenwood, I mean, could easily go and ban this week. Son, maybe like better long term. But for this week, obviously Son doesn't play, so Greenwood definitely, I agree, could bang. Yeah, remember that. Liverpool versus Newcastle. I'm very much in the camp of hoping that Newcastle keep a clean sheet here. I take anything from a 0-0, 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, 5-0. I think Liverpool do win this game. I'm going to go with a 1-0 to Liverpool. We've got 1-0 from Cheese Bomb to Everton with a Siggy goal. Siggy's been smashing it of late, to be fair. He's not really been talked about at all. So, big up my man Siggy. I actually want to look at his points while Dave take us through the Liverpool game.
Yeah, I mean, I know you want a clean sheet, but
Mm.
Newcastle are scoring at the moment.
They are
So,
scoring.
and Liverpool still aren't. Liverpool are still a bit shaky, aren't they, at the back? So
Very
I
true.
can see a couple going in, unfortunately.
If I didn't have
Newcastle
Trent
beat
and Robbo,
West Ham, didn't they? Yeah, go on, sorry.
I was going to say if I didn't have Trent and Robbo, I would be predicting Newcastle to score.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Nah, I think they'll get a couple, but I think Liverpool will still win. I think Liverpool will score more. I'll go like 3-2 Liverpool, I think.
Yeah, fair enough. Penguin saying here, yeah, he's a Liverpool fan, saying that he wants Liverpool to win, but the brain in him's telling that it's going to be a 1-1. Moyes coming in with a 3-0. I wonder if there's any bias there towards assets, maybe a Salah owner or a Trent owner, who knows. 7-0 to the Toon coming with Keegan Carty. I wonder, I've got, just a part of a suspicion. I think I know that Keegan's a Newcastle fan, so yeah, bit of bias there. But if it's 7-0 Toon, honestly, I'll be dead for this week, because not only do Liverpool lose, not only do they not keep a clean sheet, but that's -3 points for both Robbo and Trent. Not ideal. 2-1 to Liverpool from Cheesebomb. Salah and Ronaldo for Liverpool. ASM for Newcastle. Very, strong predictions there for the goal scorers, to be fair. I can see all those happening. And then we come to the West Ham Chelsea game. I can see this being another 0-0, to be honest, with Chelsea. Just another boring game. What do you say?
I completely agree. I think that's a 0-0.
Hopefully, Chris.
Unless, is it a derby? Is
It's
Chelsea West Ham a derby?
it's a London. It's the classic London derby. You know what I mean? When any team in London plays each other, it's a London derby.
Okay.
But some are bigger than others. I think this one is
So
kind of like
it's not a big one.
it's a London derby. It's more of a London derby than, say, like Palace v Fulham. Like
Yeah.
there's a bit more about it, but it's definitely not like a sort of Chelsea v Spurs, Chelsea v Arsenal, Arsenal v Spurs, that like
Yeah.
heated level, you know what I mean? But it still definitely is like a derby, and I think it'll be, yeah, a nil, a 0-0. MC Moyes captain in Salah. 1-0 to Chelsea. I've got you off to load up. Yeah, I mean, apparently, like, Twitter is going mental over Jota today. Loads of people -4ing him out, and then Klopp comes out and says that he is most definitely not injured and in contention for the Newcastle game. I do think, though, that Jota potentially will be getting a bench for this game. Salah will play. I just think that's sure. It's whether Mane drops out or even Firmino drops out. I think it's Jota's due the rotation this week. MC Moyes says that Chelsea thinks they will nick a win. 2-2 Lingard and Bowen for West Ham. Havertz and Mounts for Chelsea. Maybe a couple of assets in there that you've got. Bruno or Kelechi for captain. I'm going with Bruno. I don't have Kelechi. If your gut's telling you Kelechi, go with Kelechi. If your gut's telling you Bruno, go with Bruno. That's all I can really say there. Sheffield v Brighton, being the bottom 5 maestro. Dave, talk us through this one.
I think that's got to be a simple 1-0 for Brighton, Mr. Dunk
Simple
getting
niller.
dead on it.
Simple niller. So does that mean with that prediction, you've got Mr. Bulldog at the back as well? So any potential of getting him out? Or is that just a filler?
Nah, but it's not there. Yeah, it's just a filler. You never
Just a
know.
filler. Yeah, no.
If there's any team that Sheffield might win against, it could be Brighton. So
Probably
maybe they'll have a little bit of a late season surge.
Guess you're covered there for a 0-0 result as well. Could easily be a 0-0. You never know. Imagine if that's a 0-0, you're flying this week, man. You're flying. Captain Dunk.
I think it could be, to be fair.
With Sanchez and Bulldog, you're absolutely flying. 2-0 Brighton, Trossard with the goal. I think loads of people are going to be going for nil Brighton this week. Honestly, personally, if Sheffield can score in this game, that would be bloody ideal. That would be absolutely wonderful for me, because I think loads of people are bringing in, not only for the only overall, but in the mini leagues, I think loads of people are going to be bringing in Brighton assets for this week. 2-0 Brighton again, Trossard and Veltman. So yeah, a lot of biases coming through here. I think realistically, Brighton should order this one, especially with the fact that they're not completely out of the kind of danger zone in terms of the relegation battle. They definitely need to kind of step it up and get a result in this. Even if it is a draw, they definitely need to get a result in this one. So move on to the next one. And don't forget, guys, we're 2 minutes away from the deadline. So make sure you've made the correct benching, got your screenshots, the correct captaincy, vice captaincy, so on. This is a week where you probably don't have too many benching headaches, but captaincy wise, make sure you put it on the correct players with 1 minute until the deadline. So we've gone 2-0 Brighton. So Wolves Burnley. A game where I think is going to be pretty high scoring. I'm like 2-2, if not 3-2, leaning on the side of Burnley. I think it's going to be a fair few goals in this one. What do you think, Dave?
I don't know. I think yeah. I think 2-2 is fair. I think 2-2. I
Hmm.
think it'll be close.
Yeah.
Very evenly matched. Definitely could score. Yeah, 2-2.
Yeah, fair enough. 2-2. That's what we're going for there. Move on to the next one. Leeds United. Oh, Man United is going to absolutely slap up Leeds like they did in the previous 6-1 defeat at Old Trafford. Or are Leeds going to get their revenge? What do you think, Dave?
I think so. Yeah. I always back Leeds against the bigger teams. You just
Hmm.
feel like if any of them are going to cause upsets, Leeds.
Hmm.
So I'll go with a 2-1 lead for this one, I reckon.
A Leeds upset in this game. That's big calls. I'm still going to go with the United win. I think they're going to want to prove something after the whole debacle with the ESL. Hopefully, anyway, that's what loads of people are hoping for, especially us Bruno captainers. So I'm going to be a 3-1 to United. I do think that Leeds can have a goal in this one. Jota out for who at 7.2 milli. In the midfield, I mean, Trossard looks good for this week, probably not long term. Zaha could be a shout, obviously not the greatest two fixtures coming up. They have had a 2 week break, but they do also have that double game week. Lingard, Bowen for West Ham, good options if you do not have them. I'm trying to think who else. I think it covers a decent amount of the options there. Yeah, so next fixture is the two Midlands teams, the Derby, Villa West Brom. Talk us through this
I
one,
mean,
Dave.
we've got to get something from this one, haven't we? We've got to get something from this one.
Mhm.
I will go to 1-0 West Brom. Mr. Pereira.
Go on the baggies. Up the baggies. I mean, I'm very much in the camp of hoping that Ollie Watkins can do something. I've got Martinez. I don't necessarily mind too much if Martinez doesn't do anything because everyone has Martinez. Ideally, it'd be like a 2-3-0 Villa, but I also kind of do want West Brom to kind of get back on track and get a win in this one. So, like, a 2-1 West Brom with Watkins scoring with the 3 bonus points, I'll be fine here. MC Moyes coming up with the 3-3 is going 3-1 United with a Pogba hat trick in this game. My word, that'll be absolutely mental. 3-3 in the Villa West Brom thing. It's going to be a high scoring game, and that takes us on to the final game. And also, guys, the deadline has passed. So yeah, I hope I hope everyone got their teams done in the last minute. Keegan is coming in with a Martinez hat trick. I wonder if he has Martinez, maybe even a Martinez captaincy. I don't know, but Martinez hat trick would be pretty funny, to be honest with you. And then yeah, taking us on to the last game of the week, where honestly one team is going to get absolutely dominated in this game. And yeah, Leicester City don't stand a chance, to be honest. Everyone bringing in Leicester City options. What the hell are you playing at? What the hell are you playing at? Playing against Crystal Palace? Come on, man. They don't stand a chance. Dave, what do you think?
Yeah, I thought like 4-0 Palace or something.
4-0
Sounds
Palace. I
reasonable.
mean, yeah. The
Yeah.
guru has spoken. This man does not get it wrong. That's why he's doing so well in FPL this year. Yeah, I think, to be fair, like, my logic though, Palace have had a 2 week break. Leicester played 3 times within that period. So I don't think it's going to be as much of a mauling of Palace as people think. I think that Iheanacho and Vardy had their fun this week with Vardy getting a double-digit haul. Iheanacho also scoring, beating West Brom 3-0. So, yeah, I think Palace can win this one. MC Moore is coming in the 1-0 Palace. I'm going to join you there, fella. I hope that everyone... I don't own a single Leicester asset, and it's annoying because I literally wildcarded previously to bring in triple Leicester for this period, and every single one of them got injured. So, Leicester can do one for this one. And 1-0 Palace. Lovely. James Ward with a bicycle kick James Ward James Ward Prowse would you mean Joel Ward? You mean Joel Ward. I was gonna James Ward Prowse. Joel Ward with a bicycle kick. Yeah, I'll take that. Cheese Bomb coming in with the upset 2-0 Palace. Absolutely love it. But yeah, that pretty much takes us to the end. Any final thoughts, Dave?
Are you going to be fuming if Benteke starts?
Not as much as previously. I'd like to see some of the other strikers start because Batshuayi came in and scored a good goal. I just want to see more of Mateta, to be honest. I just want to see Mateta get a full 90 run out because it's hard at the minute because Benteke has been stepping his game up a little bit, But if we're bringing in Mateta to be the replacement for Benteke, and Benteke's not exactly been too great for us. So if we're bringing this guy in, then he needs to start getting game time. Otherwise, next season he's just not going to be that good. You've got to bring the players that you want to kind of build the future around, especially considering we've now got 5 games where we're basically mathematically safe. So it's a really good time to just play the geezer. It doesn't matter. We don't need to win. We don't need to draw. We can lose if you want, but just give the guy some game time, get some practice in for the start of next season. But yeah, thanks everyone for joining us. Hit that like button if you have enjoyed. Hit the subscribe button as well. Thank you very much, Dave, for joining.
All good. Thanks for having me.
And we'll catch you in the next one. See ya. Have a good game week, everyone. Bye-bye.